vanished without a trace. In 1983 in Rome, 15-year-old Emanuela Orlandi disappeared after a flute lesson, sparking a chilling mystery entangled with Vatican secrets, mafia plots, and international conspiracies. Anonymous tips, empty tombs, and decades of unanswered questions haunt her family's relentless search for truth. A sinister web of power and intrigue. Will the truth ever emerge? The year was 1983. Rome, with its timeless beauty, ancient ruins, and bustling streets, was alive with the hum of tourists and locals alike, a city where history and modern life intertwined seamlessly. Emanuela Orlandi, a 15-year-old girl with a passion for music and dreams as bright as the Italian sun, was a citizen of Vatican City. She was the fourth of 5 children in a devout Catholic family, her life deeply rooted in the traditions and faith of the Church. That summer day, like any other, she kissed her family goodbye and left her home, her flute case in hand, heading toward the Tommaso Ludovico da Vittoria School in central Rome for her music lesson. The streets were alive with the chatter of vendors and the laughter of children. But as the day turned to night, Emanuela's absence became a chilling void. She never returned. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the ancient streets of Rome, her family began to worry. Emanuela was known for her punctuality and reliability, traits that made her sudden absence all the more alarming. It wasn't like her to be late, let alone to vanish without a word. Her older brother Pietro vividly recalls the growing sense of dread that crept into their home that evening, a gnawing fear that something was terribly wrong. The family's desperate calls to friends, neighbors, and anyone who might have seen her yielded nothing but silence. Each unanswered call tightened the knot of anxiety in their chests. As the hours stretched into an agonizing night and then into days, the once bustling home became shrouded in despair. The mystery of Emanuela's disappearance deepened with every passing moment, leaving her family trapped in a nightmare of uncertainty. The last confirmed sighting of Emanuela came from a close friend who had attended the flute lesson with her that day. The friend recounted that Emanuela had spoken about an unusual encounter with a man near the bus stop. He claimed to represent Avon Cosmetics and offered her a well-paying job to distribute flyers. The offer seemed out of place, especially for a young girl, but Emanuela appeared intrigued by the prospect. She mentioned it with a mix of curiosity and excitement, unaware of the potential danger. This seemingly innocuous encounter would later become a crucial piece of the puzzle, raising chilling questions about whether the man's intentions were genuine or part of a sinister plan. The details of this interaction would haunt investigators and her family for years, as it was the last known moment before she disappeared into the shadows of Rome forever. As the investigation unfolded, the Orlandi family began receiving a series of bizarre and unsettling phone calls, each one raising their hopes only to dash them again. One anonymous caller claimed to have seen Emanuela selling Avon products in the bustling Piazza Navona, a popular tourist destination known for its vibrant street performers and lively atmosphere. Another caller reported seeing her in the company of an older man, sparking fears that she might have been coerced or abducted. Despite their frantic efforts to follow up on these leads, they all led to frustrating dead ends. Each false lead deepened the family's anguish and confusion, leaving them grappling with the grim reality that Emanuela's fate remained shrouded in mystery. These calls, though fleeting and unreliable, added layers of complexity to an already baffling case, further entrenching the Orlandi family in a nightmare that seemed to have no end. The case took a sinister and chilling turn when a man with a thick foreign accent contacted the Orlandi family, claiming he had kidnapped Emanuela. He demanded the release of Mehmet Ali Agca, the Turkish man who had attempted to assassinate Pope John Paul II just 2 years earlier, in exchange for Emanuela's safe return. The audacity of the demand sent shockwaves through the family and the investigators, raising the stakes of the case to an international level. This shocking development fueled speculation that Emanuela's disappearance might be tied to a web of Vatican secrets, political intrigue, or even Cold War conspiracies. Was she a pawn in a larger, sinister plot? The call left the family in a state of terror, their minds swirling with questions about who could have orchestrated such a calculated and high-stakes crime. The mystery only deepened, pulling the case into an even darker realm. The Orlandi case quickly became a media sensation, dominating headlines and captivating the attention of Italy and the world. Theories about her disappearance were as varied as they were chilling, reflecting the complexity and intrigue surrounding the case. Some believed it was a botched kidnapping gone horribly wrong, while others speculated it was a calculated act of revenge against the Vatican, targeting its secrets and power. Rumors swirled that Emanuela had been abducted by the mafia, possibly as leverage to recover a substantial debt owed by the Vatican Bank. Another theory suggested she was caught in the crossfire of a Cold War plot, with the Soviet Union seeking to destabilize the Vatican's influence. Each theory added layers of mystery, drawing the public deeper into the web of speculation. The case became a lightning rod for conspiracy theories, each more sinister than the last, keeping the world enthralled and the truth ever elusive. In the years that followed, the case grew colder, but the Orlandi family never gave up hope. Pietro Orlandi became a tireless advocate for his sister, dedicating his life to uncovering the truth. He held press conferences, organized rallies, and even met with Pope Francis to plead for answers. Despite his efforts, the Vatican remained tight-lipped, fueling suspicions of a cover-up. In 2012, nearly 3 decades after Emanuela's disappearance, a chilling discovery reignited the case and sent shockwaves through Italy. Investigators acting on an anonymous tip exhumed the tomb of Enrico de Pedis, a notorious mobster and former leader of the Banda della Magliana, a brutal Roman crime syndicate. De Pedis was controversially buried in the Basilica of Sant'Apollinare, an honor typically reserved for clergy and saints, raising suspicions about his connections to the Vatican. The tipster alleged that de Pedis had played a key role in Emanuela's abduction, claiming her disappearance was part of a larger, sinister plot to pressure the Vatican into repaying significant debts or fulfilling hidden obligations. The theory suggested that Emanuela had become an unwitting pawn in a dangerous game involving organized crime and the Church's financial dealings. The exhumation, carried out amidst intense media scrutiny, was a grim and highly anticipated moment. Investigators searched the tomb meticulously, hoping to find any trace of Emanuela or evidence linking de Pedis to her fate. However, the search yielded no remains or clues, leaving the case as cold and enigmatic as ever. The lack of evidence only deepened the mystery, fueling speculation about what secrets the Vatican might still be hiding. The Vatican's role in the case has long been a subject of intense controversy and speculation. Critics have frequently accused the Church of withholding crucial information that could shed light on Emanuela's disappearance, fueling suspicions of a cover-up. Others, however, argue that her vanishing was a tragic coincidence, unrelated to the Vatican's internal affairs. The lack of transparency from the Church has only deepened the mystery, leaving unanswered questions to linger for decades. In 2019, the Orlandi family's relentless search for answers led to another chilling development. They received permission to open 2 tombs in the Teutonic Cemetery within Vatican City, following an anonymous tip that Emanuela's remains might be hidden there. The anticipation was palpable as investigators and the family hoped for a breakthrough. However, to their dismay, both tombs were inexplicably empty, containing neither Emanuela's remains nor any other human remains. This shocking discovery added yet another perplexing layer to an already baffling case, raising questions about who had tampered with the tombs and why. The empty graves became symbolic of the void left in the Orlandi family's lives, and the Vatican's silence on the matter only served to deepen the shadows surrounding this haunting mystery. Over the years, Emanuela's story has inspired books, documentaries, and even a Netflix series, keeping her memory alive in the hearts of many. Her disappearance remains a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring pain of unanswered questions. For her family, the search for truth continues, fueled by love and the hope that one day they will find closure. As the clock ticks on, The mystery of Emanuela Orlandi lingers like a shadow over the Vatican. Was she a victim of a sinister conspiracy, or did she simply fall prey to the dangers of an unforgiving world? The answers remain elusive, but one thing is certain. Emanuela's story is a chilling testament to the power of hope and the unrelenting pursuit of justice.